All right, I am back because I owe you all this live. Can you all hear me? Is my mic? Okay, yeah, it is. Okay. All right, so I am back, you all, because I owe you this live. Yes, 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 I know. I was so late with this yesterday because I had a hair appointment trying to get myself beautified slowly through the week before my birthday weekend because my birthday was early this week. And yeah, I just been trying to get myself together so I could go out this weekend and have fun. So my apologies, but I am back to give you all this reading because it was promised, and while I have time, while I can't, I'm gonna get this done. So you see the thumbnail, you see the title, you know today we are going to be doing a reading on the age-old beef between Beyonce and Keri Hilson. For those of you who do not know, which I would be surprised, but I shouldn't be surprised because some of you may be younger, Keri Hilson and Beyonce had some beef back in the day. Around the time Keri Hilson dropped like her very first big single, it was, oh my God, what was the name of it? I forget the name of it, but she had a big hit song and she did a remix. And, you know, according to Keri Hilson, her team urged her to say a few words to spite or speak down to Beyonce in order to encourage some kind of beef, hoping that they would get into some kind of tit for tat, some back and forth. But it blew up in Keri Hilson's face because the remix version that she didn't want to be out, that she was forced into doing, got leaked. And, you know, allegedly people say Beyonce then had her properly blackballed. And so now she's coming back and she has this song, and she went on the Breakfast Club and she discussed the whole thing. But people are saying, Keri, we don't believe that. We think you feel sorry about it because it took a long time for you to come back, and now you're trying to kiss Beyonce's tail. And some people are wondering because, you know, Beyonce being the quiet Virgo that she is just not going to respond publicly to Keri, and she may not. It will probably be in the song, you know, on Act 3. So people are wondering what Beyonce's feelings is around this, if she actually did get Keri Hilson blackballed, what's going on with Keri Hilson now, and why has she decided to come back now after so much time out of the industry. So we're going to get into this reading and see what comes up for her. And yeah, we're going to see what comes up between these two and why things happen the way they did. So with all of that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can see the next time I upload, because as you can see, it is sporadic as a mother. And you want to know the next time I upload something, because it is just, we never know. We never know with me, okay? So let's get into this. All right, let's see Keri Hilson's energy first. Ooh, I'm about to pull this card back onto the screen so you can see what it is. What was this one? Jazz. 4 of Jazz in reverse. Ooh, Keri. Yeah, she definitely blames some of the men in the industry, and I get that. I understand that. And she also has the Knight of Axes in reverse as well. She definitely feels like they stopped her career. I think there is definitely some regrets she is expressing. You see the tower card here. She feels like everything came crumbling down. That was the worst decision she ever made. She shouldn't have listened. You know, she felt pressured. What I'm kind of hearing right now is, if only I knew now what I knew then. Whether people believe her or not, whether she went into that booth and outright wanted to get back at Beyonce, or somebody pushed her and nudged her and encouraged her, dropped that little bug in her ear. There's definitely a thing of like, if only I knew now, what I know today, what back then, things would have been totally different. That's something I'm getting loud and clear. There's definitely been some disturbances on the home front with her here, or maybe this just really has this, like, not, how can I word this, not home front, but it has unsettled a lot of things in her life, and she feels like I would have been a lot further along. Things could have been a lot different if only, you know, this choice or this choice was not made. If this person or this person was not in the room, if I didn't listen to this, if I didn't follow through on this action, if I did this instead. That's something that's coming up loud and clear. Oh, look at this. And then she also has the Judgment card coming up here in reverse. She has, look, I feel like I'm having to start back from ground zero. Like, is it, to me, this kind of feels like, is this work that I'm doing even going to pay off? Is that sacrifice, was it even worth it? Look at this. And then we have the Hanged Man, the Sun in reverse. Oh, Keri, reading these cards made me feel so sad for you. Let's get the goddess cards here. Poor Keri. Turning me off. Finally. Yep, I got the song. Turning me off. You're turning me on. Yeah. Or turning me on. Something like that. If you're hearing alien noises in the background, sounds like you're getting beamed up onto Star Trek ship. I don't know what my nephew and them is watching, but yeah. If you can't hear it, just ignore what I just said. It sounds like somebody getting beamed up back here on my side. Ooh, look at this. So freaking. She done been through some stuff. Gifting and receiving. Ooh, what's this? Live out loud. And let's see here. We also have Tahiti, pleasure, but it's coming up in reverse. Grief is the underlying energy here. She's still processing a lot of that. I think it's more so just the grief of everything that isn't, that was lost, that was let go of in the process. She has Gangasara, which is resistance, trying to fight through that, trying to overcome. And then we also have betrayal. She definitely feels like some people that she surrounded herself with, or that she had around her, definitely did not have her best intentions at heart. I feel like I can say this without even delving deeper into this whole beef between her and Beyonce. Allegedly, from what intuitively what I'm picking up on in these cards, I do think there was some people behind the scenes that was definitely nudging her, even if it was they were pulling and feeding off her ego, letting her think like, oh, you bigger than Beyonce, you right, she don't, you dance, she don't, or something like that, or you're a better dancer than she is, you will be a bigger artist than her if you do this. Like, yeah, if you get into a beef with her, she not gonna take it that serious. This would be a nice thing for your career. I do think little bugs like that were drops. It kind of reminds me of what a lot of the people in the industry do with Nicki and some of the new girl rappers that come up, like trying to get them to tussle and like beef with her. It would be beneficial for you if you can get her to respond. And I think that's the case with this, but obviously, you know, you don't go up against Beyonce because mountains move when it comes to her, okay? look, it's raining cats and dogs. Yeah, definitely surrender. This too shall pass. I feel like she think this is never gonna pass though. Is it ever gonna leave? Here's what I will say, Keri. If you're watching this, Keri, come into the room. Come into the room. Here's what I will say. I think, no, this thing is gonna forever follow you. But you know, the same thing a lot of us was trying to tell Drake when he got into that beef with Kendrick Lamar. You did it. You went away. You stayed quiet. You know, you took another route. You went acting or whatever, and now you're coming back. But this, I think, this first single that you put out is not it, girl. You need to come back like a Tamia. Okay, you need to come back on some grown and sexy type music. You need to kind of go there, route that lane of like Ashanti, some grown, sultry, you know, some oldies, R&B kind of vibe. I just think this first one that you did was not it. I think once you find that banger, you'll be there. But right now, you kind of struggling, and I think you kind of need to get out your way about that. Maybe you need to go back to the vault for some of the songs that you potentially wanted to release back then, and maybe people are telling you, oh, you know, it's not it, it's not in style. Change the beat up, make it a little 80s beat, because that seems to be the thing that's in right now, and you'll be fine, girl. You'll be fine. But you gotta come back with a banger, because right now it's not it. And I think you know that. And look, this came out to the side. I think you're struggling. Why do I keep talking to her like she watching this? I'm gonna continue. Keri, I think you're struggling with persevering through this, because it just seems like it's steady, a constant thing. People keep bringing it up for you, and it's like if they don't bring it up, you bring it up because you still stuck on it. You need to come back on some Victoria Monet stuff, you know? The oldie girls are winning. You can be a part of that too. Don't come back like a Katy Perry with some whack stuff people don't want to listen to, you know? You need to come back with a better single. Let's see. Let's see what else we're gonna get here. Ooh, that Howler wanted to come out, I tell you that. Aren't you precious, suffering fools? Disdain, displeasure, contempt, poking fun, read between the lines. Anything else, Spirit, you can provide me in regard to Keri's energy? Look at that. Come to Jesus. Truthful communication, integrity, divine intervention, surrender, and reconciliation. That could be her wanting some reconciliation when it comes to Beyonce, but I don't know. Because look at that. If my man happy, ain't nobody happy. Too feeling yourself. I said it was some ego stuff going on here. She got too big for her britches. No, this reads like how I expected it to kind of to. This isn't surprising. The energy is coming up for her. But let's see. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. What's coming up for Beyonce's side of things? Let's see here. I'm just trying to add these timestamps as I go. So if anything is spelled wrong, oh well, okay? We're gonna say that there. All right, let's get into this. Let's see what comes up from Beyonce's side of things. Did she really forgive Keri, or is she just playing? Is she just playing? She said, "Nah, girl." gonna get this. I think I'm more so picking up on the public sentiment of it all, and I could be wrong, but I think Beyonce needs to be careful on how she moves against Keri, because you know there is a lot of stuff going on right now where people are just rooting against her and her husband right now. So I think she needs to be very mindful of that. I think even if she doesn't do anything, if somebody does something on her behalf or something miraculously just seems to kind of go wrong with something that Keri Hilson is doing, people are going to look at Beyonce and be like, you had something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So I think she just needs to be very careful. But she could just be like, well, people don't think that anyway, so I might as well do it. I don't know. But let's see what we get from these cards. But I'm picking up on that. Okay, this one was fighting to get out. So what do we have here? We have the 10 of Jazz. Up. And we have the Death card and the Hermit. I'm kind of getting, why didn't you just stay gone? Why didn't you just stay gone? Okay, this is a lot. Okay, so then we have the Preacher here, but we have the 7 of Axes here, which is the 7 of Swords. We have the Page of Axes, and then we also have the Page of Jazz, which is the staffs. Also coming up in reverse. Who is these people? Page of Axes and the Page of Jazz. Okay, I have a wild speculation coming up. And this just could be the paranoia I'm picking up on one end. But is there some kind of belief here, allegedly some kind of belief that she feels people are bringing Keri Hilson back at this time right now with this whole storm that's been kind of like brewing around her and her family. Like, I'm dealing with the Kanye. I'm dealing with, people allegedly throwing out caffeine wine. I'm dealing with people talking about these allegations with P. Diddy. And now Keri Hilson is coming back, and I think Marie has also dropped stuff. If you don't know about the whole thing with her and Marie, just look it up. Marie, sorry, I'm saying her name wrong. There was a lot of stuff with that. So does she feel like somebody is really working behind the scenes to kind of like get under her skin? I don't know. That's just allegedly. This is what I'm picking up on. But let's see what this card is. Let's see what this is. I think this is like the second time I picked up on some like tumultuous energy with Beyonce. Oh, Jesus. Roots. 7 of Roots. That's what I'm supposed to be celebrating and relaxing and looking at my fortune and not worrying about things. Here stuff go. Why didn't you just stay gone? It was over and done with. Why did you come back? King of Blues. The moon in reverse. Moon in reverse. Certain things is now being revealed. Some kind of emotional things is now being revealed. We also have the Four of Roots here. Ooh, they're called the Aces of Axes or Swords here. Four of Roots. I tell you one thing, when I read her and Jay-Z, there always seems to be some kind of concern about our family fortune, our dynasty, our lineage. How's this gonna impact that? I don't know why. To me, this kind of feels like paranoia, and it could be paranoia for a good reason. Because it just seems like these stars are aligning a little too well. You know, this all ain't a coincidence that all this is happening at the same time. I'm hearing concerted effort for sure. I think she feels like somebody is out to get her and her family. Okay, no. What is that? I know I seen a card flip over. Here we go. Live out loud. Why did both of them get that live out loud? Hold on. I need to look at this book. What does this say? Yasigi has a reputation of being a free-spirited party goddess for the Dogon people of Mali. She was the very first Yasin. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The Yasines are women empowered to participate in the masked dances. Is this competition? Express yourself. You have something to say. Share your voice and magic. Express Eunice. So I can interpret this one way of like she isn't concerned about Keri per se. I think it's more so kind of like the timing of it all just seems very suspicious to her. I think she feels like, I could get rid of you if I wanted to, or, I don't have to worry about you. Like, you're not somebody I'm worried about. I didn't really have to worry about you the first time. But this just feels a little too coincidental for it to be like a coincidence. I definitely feel like she's like, you should have just stayed away though. Look, rage. Harvest with the Hermit. Oh, okay. So I had two cards flip over, I think. Yep. For the Seven of Roots, we have Shine. Like I said, her and Jay-Z definitely be concerned about the coinage, okay? And then we also have Fearless Love. Fearless Love. What number is that? 25? Why would that come up? That doesn't make sense to me. Goddess Oshun. I didn't even pay attention to what that said. Didn't she pay tribute to Oshun in Lemonade? Goddess Oshun is an exalted Orisha of honey, sweet waters, love, sensuality, fertility, and beauty. But the Yoruba lady of golds, anger, and jealousy can also flood and destroy. That sounds like allegedly. Let's see what else don't pop out here. See, she worried. What is it with the family? How's your moms and them? Your people, reach out. Or maybe she don't like her people. It's like her camp. It could be that. Good times, cozy feelings, slow down. That don't make sense for B. Oh, let's see here. Were you raised in a barn? I'll say one thing. I don't think she much respects her. I don't think she much respects Keri. And right now, seems like she again. It's like she's going back and forth on this enraged and like I'm coming to terms with it. I'm at solace. I'm solemn. I don't care. Like it's over and done with. But then it's like maybe she remembers something and is bringing it back up for her or something. I don't know what that is. What's the under? Ooh, I'm flipping the cards at myself. Secret wish. Over yonder. Focus for anticipation, potential, eyes on the prize. Is she wishing people would just look for her, stop worrying about her? Like, I think she wish she would shut up. I think she would. I think she wish she would shut up. Like, what? Why? Why even do this? Communication, honestly, because it came out in reverse. I think that's probably what it is. She was like, it was all fine and dandy until you opened your mouth. Like, now we got a problem. Like, shut up. Like, you could have left me and mines out of it. But you got to use my name for clout. See, this is reminding me of that song, I'm that girl. But let me not get to singing it because, I might get flagged real quick. But I definitely think she want her to shut up. Shut up. Don't bring it up no more. Don't say my name. Just leave me out of it. Leave me out of the group chat. Why am I involved in this? I say that it's frustration. I'm not gonna say it's anger. It's frustration. Why bring me up? Why include me? Why say anything about me? Like, this is over and done with, and yet here I go again. And I definitely think Beyonce, and I say allegedly I feel like she's just kind of like, the timing of this is just a little too coincidental for me. And she is really hesitant about that. But let's see what's gonna come up in between these two. Let's see. Let's see what's coming up for these two. How this thing's gonna play out? What is gonna be the future for this? That was not right. What was that? We have the 9 isn't the devil, is it? I don't remember if that is. Oh, you know what? First of all, I'm using the wrong deck. That's why. Sorry. This was the deck I was using. Had too many decks up here sitting out. My apologies. Ooh, okay, well, that looks like all of it. Okay, what is it? Who is this preacher? Because remember, the preacher fell out last time when I was doing Keri Hilson's reading, I believe. Which is essentially the Pope or the Hierophant in some decks. The roots here, 4 roots. To me, this always speaks of like stinginess, holding my money, trying to watch my wealth. And then we have Mama, which is the High Priestess. I mean, the Empress here. And that usually just speaks of like very effeminate energy, just feminine energy. It could speak to the birth of something. It could speak to just like womanhood, sisterhood, maybe. Ace of Axes is also coming up here. Page of Roots and the King of Axes. I don't think it's happening for them. I'm sorry. I think if Keri was looking for some kind of makeup, I just don't think it's happening. To me, it just feels like it's a little too late. It's just a little too late. I need to really stop singing songs before I get in trouble. It's just like, go your own way. Go your own way. Like, I have other things to worry about. Like, just go your own way. And I think that's some good advice. Whether, you know, Keri is hurt by that or not, she would, you know, whether she would really want to, like, you know, do things up, chuck things up and just, like, hash it out. But I just think, respectfully, you have to understand this. Y'all at 2 different moments in life where you are still trying to apologize and make up for it. The other party is like, nope, I moved on. I've done that work on my own. Thank you very much. Next. Like, and I know that could be frustrating sometimes, but or it could seem unfair, but it is what it is. It's like the moment has gone. Like, let it go. Celestial alignment. See? I always think of Lisa Frank every single time I get that card. Truth, liberation. You're still holding on to things, babe. You need to let it go. You need to let it go because it's over and done with. I'm tired. Harvest for underlying energy, grounding, level up. That level up look a little scary, don't it? For the underlying energies. And I'm nervous that this level up is coming out on top of Sekhmet, the wounded healer. Because if you don't know the story about Sekhmet, you know, she was granted, I forget exactly what it was in her mythology, her mythos story, but something happened. I don't know if it was with her father or something like that, or if she was under a spell, but she was granted, you know, it's the reason why people say Sekhmet was the first vampire, because she apparently went through like a blood rage and went through messing people up. So that makes me a little nervous that you have the level up here. She holding this machete and you got Sekhmet here. Why does giving Missy Elliott to me? Speak up. That's interesting. Grounding and harvest. Grounding and harvest. Something makes me feel like go back to the source of stuff. Somebody keeps going back to the root of it, but yeah, to me it just feels like we just gonna be in a moment where it's just not happening. Like, I opportunity is going to grant itself. Looking at these cards, at least with this energy, it's like that moment isn't happening. I'm not reading any of that. We're going to mix that back in here. I just need 3 cards, Spirit, for what's the outcome between these two ladies. Sweet as a Georgia peach, kindness, tender care, charm, beauty, flirtation, delicious experience. Yeah, to me, everything is pointing to it's just not going to turn out right. It's just not going to end the way. Truthful communication, surrender, reconciliation. Maybe some reconciliation is on the horizon. The card did come out upright. Barking up the wrong tree. Dead end stalemate. Now these don't contradict each other. I don't know, y'all. The cards seem just as confused as I am. Come to Jesus moment, because reconciliation is gonna happen, but then we also have barking up the wrong tree. It's kind of just going back to that energy I was saying, where somebody is like, I'm in the moment, I'm in the space to heal and forgive and to talk, and the other person don't want to come to the table. This is Keri to me. Guilt, remorse, nerves, worry, apology, integrity needed, catching lightning bugs, happiness, everyday magic. That's her secret wish. And Beyonce is like, shut up. Allegedly. I'm so sorry. That's what I'm getting. Just shut up. Yeah. Currently in this energy, Keri, don't hold your breath. Just focus on yourself, because that's damn sure what it feels like Beyonce is doing. She like, I got bigger fish to fry. So yeah, you might as well just focus on your career, make a big hit, make a banger. If she responds, she responds, and you keep it moving. Yeah. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Whew. Let me know what you all think down in the comment section below. What do you think about this reading? Is it something here that I picked up on that you can elaborate on? Or that kind of like sent your senses to tingling? If so, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hitting the notification bell to select it to all. Because as you see, your girl is random as when she uploads, so you want to make sure you get the notification for the next time I do. And I just want to say again, excuse me this week, y'all, because it's my birthday week. So if I'm late, but I'm gonna be here. It's gonna get up, okay? This was late, but I promise you it's gonna be up, so it's up. So with all of that being said, wish me happy birthdays, and I will see you all in the next video.